Hey, it's Scott Whittington with LandGuys. We're up here on 262 acres in Monroe County, Missouri. We're here with the property manager, Tanner Stay. He's going to showcase some of the strategies that he's incorporated.
So this whole farm has been developed and set up to increase your odds, and the strategy on the farm is to basically set you up to kill any deer that steps foot on the property. So whether it's late season, rut, early season, they're all set up and developed. This spot specifically is another 8.37 acres of rye that we have put in as a cover crop this year. It's going to be crops next year, and it's all protected from the road. It's got some thermal cover, and it holds these deer out to the food a little bit better. So we're gonna peel through the farm here today and show you everything we got going on. So we're at the center point of this new extension field here on the west side that we're gonna do tillable in. And this spot right here is a definite pointer for us to be able to do transition between alfalfa. We got crops that we can do on both sides, and this feathered edge allows us to put a box, virtually right off the side of the road, and be able to hunt these deer at the center point of everything coming together. All the transition lines, all the rubs, all the sign points to this spot right here being just the no-brainer big buck killing spot.
So we're on the northwest corner of this property, and a lot of times the worry with having a building site on a farm is you're worried about it being intrusive and whatnot. But the way this is set up, it's right off that road, just behind that cedar line. We got water here, we got electricity here, and then behind me there's a beautiful little place to put a little pond in. So Tanner, we just come through the thermal cover back here into this little hidden food plot. What was your strategy for this little location here?
So this plot actually ties into the big deep cut that runs through the middle of the farm. So this is going to be a destination for these deer as soon as they come up this big cut, and it's to put these deer and give you an opportunity before it gets dark in this food plot before they get to the primary food source. So this plot just stages these deer before they go out there and actually eat in the main field. Well, this spot right here is one of my favorite spots on the farm. We're on the northern fence line, and this terrain feature here, this low spot actually comes in, and then there's a sag in the fence. Right where all this comes together, these deer are pounding this gap. It also lines up with the edge of our field corner right here, so it's like the trifecta here. We hung a perfect tree stand right there, and it has already proven itself because we shot one of our management 6-year-old, we call him Turkey Foot. He's a big 9-pointer, needed to get him out of the herd, and we smacked him right here.
Another highlight of this farm is that it has 3 access points, which allows you to hunt on any given wind.
This is the furthest northern box on the farm. We got a redneck set up here on about 2.5 acres of beans, transitioned to some rye that we put in the stuff that we harvested. We bought these crops back from the farmer so that we could hunt this field late season and draw all these deer up here right in front of the box. And this has a little pinch point that brings these deer right within about 50-yard shot of the actual box line. It just naturally forces these deer to come around this corner. As well as that island right there is an old homestead that has persimmons in it. And the persimmons, when they drop, are just super sweet, and these deer just naturally gravitate up to these persimmon grove. This spot has already been proven too, because we killed one of the biggest, oldest mature deer we had on the farm. Big old 8-pointer right here. He came right through the pinch in the field. It couldn't have happened any better. This is the middle box that we have on the farm. It has the majority food. There's 2.5 acres of food in this spot. The majority of the deer bed around this, and the reason we left a lot of the food here is to hold these deer internal for late season so they don't have to travel anywhere or leave the farm for food. This spot, we also had some really good encounters. One specifically was short 2 10-pointer that we're hoping is going to be a giant next year. So this is one of those eerie spots where you shoot a giant deer during the rut. This is a spot I call the 4-way. It's got a giant scrape there, 4 different roads come together. The bedding thicket is right there in this inside rim. On any west wind, you're smelling anything that's bedded up there. This is a perfect cruising phase hunting spot. Perfect stand location, trees all over the place. Killer setup for the rut.
We have 2 more strategic setups on this farm, one on the south side and one on the east side. However, we have chosen to stay off these areas today because 2 of the bigger deer are living on this part of the farm.
Well, that was just a quick overview of some of the spots that we'd set up on this farm. This farm has a lot to offer. If you're interested, reach out to Scott Whittington at LandGuys.